Welcome back to another episode of I've Heard It Both Ways, the podcast with the red nose. Hey.
With the red nose?
It's quite cold. Like Rudolph. And it's cold. And Peter Schmeichel.
Yeah.
All the reasons.
Yeah, I was just thinking, well, are you gonna be a bit racist towards Ian Wright? Or what's going on?
Towards Ian Wright?
Oh, controversial.
How's Ian Wright got a red nose?
No, he was racist. Schmeichel was racist to Ian Wright.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I kind of totally missed that, mate.
Yeah, Mannion must not have been doing that well back then.
Is it? Whatever. The two of my heroes, man. I can't really recollect that.
They made it up.
All right. Yeah, mate. Have you heard about Red Canoe Man?
Oh, it's all Red something, isn't it? Red Canoe Man. No, I haven't heard about Red Canoe Man.
You probably have. It's basically this guy. It was on the news. He went missing for years and years and years, presumed dead, and then he turned up. You don't remember that in the news, no? And basically he'd gone out canoeing, and then everyone thought he was lost at sea.
When we're saying years, how many years?
I think it was like 5 years that he was gone for. So this is like 2008, 2009 that he re-emerged. But no, it's. I was thinking about people who fake their death, and that was just a story that came to mind.
But was that what he was trying to do?
Yeah, he actually did. He faked his death.
And then what? And then if discovered that he was alive?
Well, it's not even that they discovered. All right, so he decided with his wife that he was going to fake his death and just go out on the canoe.
Yeah.
He didn't turn up to work, and that's how they knew that he was missing, and that raised the alarm bells and everything. So this is how it was presented to the media and everyone. And she was obviously distraught. Like, they had massive search parties and all of this, searching the waters. Yeah. His sons, they tried to get involved and figure out all of the things that would happen. And that went on for about 6 weeks, and then kind of everyone decided, look, he must be missing. But no, it was all an inside job. Like, he was in debt and stuff like this, and so he wanted to fake his death so that his wife could just claim on all the insurance payments.
But then to do that, you have to plan so much, don't you?
Yeah.
You have to plan like where you're going after. Like, exactly. You can't tell anyone, right? Because it's got to be genuine.
Yeah.
I'm presuming he didn't tell his wife.
No, but this is what he did. Oh, she was the only accomplice that he had. And planning where you're going, he got her to pick him up like a couple of hours later near, I can't remember where the place was, and then he was just hiding, like camping out for like a week or something like that, while everyone was doing their searches and everything for him. And then after a week, don't think she came to pick him up, and do you know where he hid for the majority of the time?
Where?
Next door to where he lives. Apparently they owned a couple of properties. And he was just hiding out in the empty vacant house next door, and they had some secret passageway from like the master bedroom back into that room. In the back of the wardrobe, there was like a false back to the wardrobe. Some Narnia business, mate.
So how long was it till he got caught?
Well, he hid out for a couple of years in the house next door, just living there.
That's a rubbish life, though, isn't it? It
is, mate. And I think he actually started to go stir crazy because he would just do like reckless things. Like he would go out and about with a fake limp and like a beard and try and disguise himself, and he would just be out sometimes. And a couple of co-workers had thought that they'd seen him and like would make a report, but then you thought you saw someone
because he's not dead, he's missing. So if they do see him, they'll be like, oh, he's
exactly
around.
Exactly. But the whole point was to fake that he was dead. So at some point, the coroner just decided that they'll issue a death certificate, and that's what the wife needed to go and claim 230 grand, mate, in life insurance.
230 grand.
Exactly. You know, when you have a mortgage, you can take out that mortgage protection insurance as well.
Right. Okay.
So all of that totaled up to 230 grand, and they were just spending off the money, mate. They just spent off the money. But yeah, obviously you're right. You're going to go crazy living in just indoors all of the time, only sneaking out sometimes. So
that's a fair enough reason. Like if he's in debt and he thinks is that
a fair enough reason? Isn't that everyone's reason for faking death?
What I'm saying is like if you're going to fake a death, then maybe
don't just do it for fun.
Yeah, exactly. I'm guessing they're both in prison then for
they are, but they went through a few shenanigans first. All right, so they obviously decided that he can't live like that, so they wanted to live elsewhere, abroad. They decided they wanted to go to Panama. So, obviously you need a passport. Yeah. He applied for a fake passport.
You do that
so you got to tick the right box, mate.
Yeah, can I get a fake passport, please?
Exactly. I think he found a birth certificate of like someone who died when they were like an infant. And he just used that to apply for a passport, mate. No, I never knew it was that easy.
These are all like, I know. I'll just use this this fake.
No, he didn't have to search for it for a long time. He searched for like people who were born close to when he was born, in a local area who died. Because I don't think they issue a death certificate to like a kid who dies within the first few weeks or anything like this. So he just used that to apply for the passport. Him and the wife moved to Panama, mate. So
they moved,
well, according to everyone else, she just wanted to go travelling, and she went to Panama.
I can't believe it's that easy to fake a passport.
Well,
are these Americans? Yeah?
No, this is in the UK, mate.
What?
This is in the
How
UK.
easy is it?
What do you need to apply for a passport? You just need.
Don't you need like your? Isn't it your eye now? The retina?
Oh yeah, that's now with all the biometrics. Okay. But yeah, don't forget back then. All you would need is a birth certificate, proof of address. Fill in the form, and you need someone to countersign it for you. And you know they always go to teachers and doctors as someone of like a good standing citizen to countersign it for you. Apparently, a librarian counts as a good standing citizen. Nothing against librarians. But yeah, he just joined the local library, mate.
It sounded like you had something
Is
against
it?
librarians.
Yeah, I got banned from the library a few times when I was young. But
How do you get banned from a library?
Exactly.
I'm talking too loud.
No, mate, just the library was a little bit more of a hangout.
Well, you should have got banned because I'm trying to read my book and then you're just there.
There's the quiet area for the books.
Eating your crisps really around.
So he befriended the librarian. She signed the passport form for him. He got a fake passport. Surprised it worked, but I'm on the flight out of here, mate. And he flew out to Panama.
But wait a minute. How did he get a library card?
Exactly.
Mate, it sounds
I think the library card's a lot easier to deal with.
I think though, once he did this, he was like, bloody hell.
Exactly. This is all easy.
No, but it's just a lot to do, isn't it? It's just like you're pretty much dead when you fake your death because you don't have a life, do you?
Yeah.
Maybe that's it though. Maybe it was all exciting. Like, can I get away with getting a library card? And can I get away with getting a passport?
He's trapped in this house doing nothing all day long, apart from coming up with schemes. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to join the library today. And I'm going to take out some books.
And I'm not even going to read them.
And I'm supposed to be dead.
Jokes. All right, so got that all sorted. They can leave the country. Went to Panama. And they wanted to get into like some property stuff. Ironically, they wanted to set up a hotel where you could paddle your canoe straight into the Panama Canal. It's like, all right, all this canoe business, you should have gone into something else. But here's where they started to slip up.
So the canoe they're down from.
It wasn't even the canoe, mate. It was the agency that they were using to buy property. They got there and they must have said, all right, let's take a picture for the website.
Oh, no.
And him and his wife.
I thought he's got a fake beard.
Well, in Panama, he doesn't need a beard.
Do that.
They took the photo, mate, and that photo went onto the website of this Panama agency.
Yeah.
And the worst thing, you could Google it, and all you needed to type in was "move to Panama," John and Anne, and then their picture would come straight up. But that's not even how they got caught. They were in Panama trying to set that all up. There was a new law in Panama that says if you're going to set up a business like this, you need a letter from the local police, wherever you've come from, saying you're a citizen of good character. And so they were kind of like, they were stuffed. So do you know what he decided to do? He said, all right, let's go back to England. I'm going to pretend that I'm turned up with amnesia and, and I have no memory of the last 5 years. We'll get everything back to normal. We'll get the letter from the police and then we'll come back here and set up the hotel. And that was their plan, mate. I think being locked in a room for so long.
Well, that's it. He was just
hurt
like,
his judgment.
It's too much now.
Yeah.
But then, even if that was true, would they then have to pay that money back?
Yeah, that's a fraud, mate. That's
no, as in if it was true that he bumped his head and he got amnesia for 5 years.
Oh, yeah, I think you'd have to pay that as well.
It's for death, exactly. Isn't it? It's definite. It's life insurance.
No, that's an interesting one,
Because then he didn't think of that.
But then that would be way too much money to pay back in the first place.
Maybe what they have here, they have to give back or something.
Yeah. There'll be some mitigation on that. But alright, so that's the plan. So him and his wife, that they're all sorting out how he's going to come back and how he's going to return. She must have just been way too comfortable. She was having some loud phone conversation like a month before he re-emerged. She was having some loud phone conversation to him, and one of her friends must have overheard her talking to him. She went straight to the police. Like, firstly, I don't even know if I would be so eager to run to the police and say, "Oh, that guy is missing. I heard someone talking to him."
How would you know that anyway?
She must have been saying his name. Well, who knows? Context clues. She said his name. All of these kind of things. So the police, they kind of started an investigation, and they'd clocked all of her movements and everything, realising she's selling off properties and she's moving around. There's suspicions he might still be alive. So they just got an eye on her. And they started their investigation in November. December times, he turns up with, "Oh, I've had amnesia. I've been missing for 5 years." Exactly. By that time, it was all done, mate. But obviously, they just wanted to try and tease out of him and her what the situation was.
They were playing with it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But then the media got wind of it, and they just kind of ran with the story and started harassing her, trying to figure out if she was involved in all of this stuff. And I think it was like a reporter that she just kind of just like not even blurred it out, trying to negotiate her way out of media attention saying, "I'll tell you the truth."
Did she try to make herself as the victim then? Or?
He tried it as well. When it all came to light, he was like, "Oh, I made her do all of these things. I made her do this. I made her do that."
Yeah.
And this is around about the time when they found the photo on the internet, and it was just so easy to find, mate. Just Googling, "Move to Panama, John and Anna."
Yeah.
And then it just all came to light. But here it is, the sons, they never knew about it, and so they obviously thought their dad was dead for 5 years. They're grown, like one of them was on his way to get married or something like this.
No.
Yeah, exactly. But to them, they're like, "Look, Dad told one lie and disappeared. You've been lying to us for 5 years." So they kind of, they were real pissed at the mum.
5 years though, it's a good innings.
Exactly.
5 years.
Mate, the worst bit is that the court cases and everything.
Well, wait, sorry, their sons were all grown up. They didn't realise Dad was next door.
Well, they weren't living in the house. And for the first week or whatever, he was is looking mighty unimpressed.
No, I'm not sure about the sons in this.
But then, what clues should they have spotted?
Well, if he's coming, I don't know if he's coming out. I like to think I'd know my dad if he came out with a limp and a big beard. I'd still know that was my dad.
But they're not on the street. They're not on the local street. It's not like he was.
It's
not like he was. They didn't live in the house, mate.
Oh, they didn't live in
and it's not like they were having parties and he was there in his get-up.
Yeah.
Just
exactly.
So it was just some big elaborate hoodwink to everyone. Yeah. Listen, the trials. She was like an accomplice, so she. And with the story of she was just went along with it because he told her to do these things. So she pleaded not guilty.
Right.
He came out and just pleaded guilty. She got more jail time than he did. And it was like, I was like, how fair is that? Do you know what I mean?
No, because you have to plead guilty to forget to
Yeah, I know, but he's the one who's done the whole scheme and everything. She was kind of
man.
It's not like
she. No, she signed all the papers. She had to do all of that. She did a lot,
but she wasn't.
She did
more. She wasn't the originator of the plan. She just kind of had to deal with everything while he was away.
But I think she did more because he just disappeared for a bit. Yeah. She signed the papers, did the acting,
but he kind of left her to do that.
Either
the whole scheme goes belly up, and she says, "Nah, he's in a canoe over there." Yeah. Straight away,
next door in a cupboard.
Exactly, he's next door. Let's go knock. Let's go ring the bell. Well, I don't know, mate. I feel bad for that. It's like those ones where the drug boss